Now back to AB Sports Conversation with Anthony Carlo and Benzino the Hero.
Back we are at AB Sports Conversation. AB Conversation. Anthony Carlo, Benzino the Hero. WICR Studios. Welcome.
Well, Ben does that voice good when he does it on his own. I think, was that you?
No.
Welcome to AB Sports.
No, that was the one-liner, and then via GarageBand, there's something called Deep Vocals.
Yeah.
And I put it under Deep Vocals, and that's how it sounded.
Nice, but sometimes in human voice you can.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
You sound like the Kool-Aid man.
I have.
Yeah.
I have one of those shirts.
I know.
It says "Oh yeah" on it too.
Yeah, I seen it. It's nice.
Thank you.
All right. So finally, everybody probably has been listening for the end. They want to know what this hybrid mix of the third segment will be.
Freestyle, wild style. That's no wilding out.
Wilding out. Okay, so as everybody knows, Floyd Mayweather had a big fight this past
Saturday,
past weekend. Yes, and he took on a contender named
Marcus Maidana.
And the result did not please fans.
Not at all.
As much as they wanted to be pleased.
Yes.
It was a split decision. Well, I should say it came down to a decision that went in favor of Mr. Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather won on a 100-17 to 111, a 116 to 112, and one judge said a draw.
Yeah.
But overall, Floyd got the win.
Now, as you can tell from just that line, it was a close fight.
Yes.
Now, Mr.
Maidana.
I have trouble pronouncing
Marcus Maidana.
Mr. Maidana is looking for a rematch.
Yes.
Sometime soon.
Yeah,
September. Floyd Mayweather, the question is, will he grant him that rematch?
Floyd actually answered the question
Yes.
of a rematch. Quote,
yes.
If fans want a rematch, we'll have a rematch.
We'll have a rematch. So he will be training as well as Maidana to compete against each other in a Rocky II rematch.
Hopefully. That's
coming up in September.
That's what it's looking like. Stay tuned, folks. Is it like what's the preview?
Yeah, exactly.
This film is not yet rated?
Exactly. This film is not yet rated. Hey, listen. I think that Floyd Mayweather has had his share of success. It's fair to say.
Most definitely. 46-0 now.
Exactly. Now, does he have the obligation to give Maidana a rematch? Does he have that obligation? That's a very good question. He doesn't.
No,
in my opinion, he doesn't. He has his success. He has his belts. He doesn't need to give a contender who went the distance with him a rematch. But as we know from learning lessons in Rocky I, the first Rocky, every good champ, to prove that they are really a champ who has boxing skill,
they fight him again?
They fight him again to prove that the first time wasn't just a hoax.
Maidana is a worthy opponent for a rematch.
Absolutely.
He landed 221 punches on Floyd Mayweather. That's the most a boxer's ever hit on Floyd. Yeah. And he did cut Floyd Mayweather. But before the fight, there was an incident.
Yes.
Floyd Mayweather went over to Maidana's trainer.
Yes.
To look at his gloves.
Yes.
Now, Floyd, being an experienced boxer, he's like, yo, let me check your gloves. You know, it's only fair, you know,
right.
what you fighting in. He puts Maidana's gloves on, and I quote, ain't no blinking padding in these gloves.
Yes.
So was Maidana's camp trying to pull a fast one? I don't know. Floyd got uptight. You can see the video on World Star.
Maidana was trying to smash his face in.
They said there was no padding. And you're playing boxing.
Which means he's trying to smash his face in.
Exactly. With also another World Star moment, Lil Wayne brings out Floyd Mayweather alongside Justin Bieber.
Yes.
Justin Bieber, Lil Wayne, and Floyd Mayweather walking to a bar. Walking to a boxing match. Literally. So
we can make a good joke out of that one.
Lil Wayne, after the win, you know, his boy Floyd Mayweather won. He goes over to Maidana and he tries to fight him. I don't know what he was thinking, Lil Wayne.
What is wrong? What is wrong with this world sometimes?
And before the game, Floyd Mayweather took an Instagram photo of him getting a pedicure next to Justin Bieber getting a massage.
If only we could live their lives.
What? Hey, he made $32 million guaranteed plus revenue. So Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Money Man Mayweather, pretty boy Floyd.
Now, as you mentioned, the exchange that they had where Mayweather told Maidana, you can't wear those gloves. Maidana responded with, of course, Mayweather said after the fight, "Stop hitting me under the belt, below the belt," and Maidana said, "Let me wear my gloves." That was their response for each other when the fight was all said and done.
So a little extra jabs.
Little extra jabs.
You know?
Metaphorical jabs.
Exactly.
There we go. Boom.
Another fight on that Saturday was Adrian Broner versus Carlos Molina.
Okay.
And
Educate the world on this one.
last time Adrian Broner fought, he fought Marcus Maidana.
Yes.
And Marcus Maidana put Adrian Broner on the ropes.
Put him on the ropes.
Yeah, he knocked him down.
Yeah.
With Adrian Broner ultimately winning the fight, he's cocky.
Yes.
Adrian Broner is one of the most cockiest boxers in the game.
Yes.
And he said some very controversial words. I quote, "I am the can man. I beat African. I beat the bleep out of a Mexican."
Ooh.
Now, Floyd Mayweather, one of Adrian Broner's mentors, saying Mexicans are boxing's biggest revenue.
Yeah.
A lot of boxers are from Mexico.
Yeah.
Now, Adrian Broner saying that, I hope more Mexican fighters want to fight him.
I mean, I
you
think
can't
that you
say
want to
it.
kick his butt.
Yeah, you can't say that.
If I'm a Mexican fighter, I would want to destroy him.
Correct.
I would challenge him right away.
And this is not the first time Adrian Broner say stuff like this. When he fought Paulie Malignaggione, one of our
Our interviewers fought
Santiago sparred
Yeah,
with Paulie Malignaggione. Overall, Broner won the fight, and it was in the Barclays Center. Barclays Center is located in
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Paulie Malignaggione is from Brooklyn.
Yes.
Adrian Broner said, "I'm good. I beat Paulie, and I took his girl."
Oof.
So
This guy's looking for trouble.
This man's looking for trouble. He's known as the problem.
Right.
So
And there needs to be a cure to every problem. There needs to be a solution.
and after the fight with Carlos Molina, he said, "I want Pacquiao next."
Well,
I don't think that's gonna happen, but
I think that if that happened, Pacquiao would smack him around, lay him down on the canvas, and not say a word about it. Pacquiao is I'd say he's a quiet assassin, if you want to put it that way.
True.
He's not going to come out and say, talk big after a win like Broner might do.
True.
But interesting if it would happen.
Now, Anthony, before we get to horse racing,
Yes.
we're talking about horse racing and boxing, two sports that were relevant in 1920.
Yeah.
We're going back in the
We are
timeline,
going. Oh,
but
man, that's a good one.
we have to talk about an event that's coming up this week:
Absolutely. A big event. Rather big event.
Draft Day,
Draft day.
NFL.
NFL draft. I think a lot of people looking forward to the NFL draft.
I am not one of those people, Anthony.
Ooh. Benzino not an NFL draft fan?
Well, not this one, because the draft's happening this week. It should have been
Yes.
done 2 weeks ago. SportsCenter drags out the draft so much. That's
Oh,
all they
yeah.
talk about. It's
Oh, yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
I just want it to be over with.
They live on the draft. It's going to be this Thursday through Saturday, I believe, or through Sunday. Thursday, Friday. I believe through Saturday.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? Don't quote me on that.
No quote, but
I know it's 3 days long. It's
if
beginning this Thursday.
If prime time spot, that's why it's Thursday now. Prime time. It used to be Saturday afternoon around 1 o'clock. But it's
Yes.
prime time on Thursdays.
But we do have a few names we'd like to highlight, if you will,
Correct.
in this draft. Now, across the board, one thing I've noticed in everybody's projected draft, somebody's name comes up at number 1. Most notably, I realized that Jadeveon Clowney, defensive end out of South Carolina,
Yes.
with a potent mixture of size, technique, speed, and strength, and explosiveness, has taken over the draft charts with a number 1 projected spot.
This man, Jadeveon Clowney, has been the number 1 draft pick since his senior year in high school.
Yeah.
Now questions will Khalil Mack, another uprising
Right.
linebacker from Buffalo, will he be number 1 spot? If I was the Texans, you take Jadeveon Clowney. You gotta be dumb not to take him. Him and J.J. Watt on the line.
Woo! Yes, the Texans. Right now they're the ones that are looking like the number 1 to take Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think you can pass up somebody like Jadeveon Clowney.
Yes.
The man is a monster. He's
Man
an
among
absolute.
boys.
Yes. He's
Well,
an
in college, he was a man among boys. But when he gets in the NFL,
Yeah, it'll change,
It
but
will change.
his skills translate. His size, as I said, his explosiveness, his strength, and his technique. They feel will translate very well into the NFL.
He's perfect prototypical
Exactly.
NFL type of player you want.
Exactly.
And with the number 1 pick, best player in the draft, you gotta take him.
You got to take him. If you're the Texans, you have to. It's a must.
A wild card in the draft is Mr. Johnny Heisman, football celebrity, Hollywood, the man, draft day, Drizzy Drake, Rodgers, homeboy.
Did you see keep going. I can't stop this one. It's too good.
Drake said in song's called Draft Day, Anthony.
Yes.
That's the title of the song. And his first line is Draft Day, Johnny Manziel.
Yes.
So,
did you see the Sports Center Hollywood Johnny special? That song, the little montage they put together. It's an annoying thing, in my opinion, to put so much concentration on him.
But he's living that Broadway Joe type
He's
lifestyle.
living the Broadway Joe life. That's exactly right. Johnny Manziel is living, and he hasn't even made it to the NFL yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's living the Broadway Joe. I'd like to see if he can translate it in the NFL. I'd like to see if he can put up with the lineman that will be, well, obviously he put up with a lot of that running around in circles and in college.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously he doesn't have all the height in the world.
Not at all. Can't grow height.
He doesn't have all the size in the world. But he does have instinct. He can make plays out of nothing.
Yes.
He can turn a play into something that doesn't look like it's there. And he does like to run around a little bit to get free. He's got speed. He's got a good arm. Let's see if Johnny Manziel's NFL or college skills can translate to the NFL.
He was projected as, excuse me, he was projected as number 1 in some people's boards, and he was projected in the 3rd round in some people's eyes.
Yes.
So
I have him at a number 4.
Number 4 to Cleveland? No, Cleveland.
The Browns.
Yeah,
Cleveland Browns, yes.
They're looking at that. Another bunch of quarterback, Blake Bortles out of UCF. He's been moving up, and Teddy Bridgewater's stock's been going down ever since his pro day.
Yes. So now Blake Bortles is somebody who has flown under the radar because in college ball, nobody really heard it. Nobody really put that much attention on him until recent times. And one thing is that he is flying under the radar, but he has picked up a lot of ground, as you said.
Yes.
And the most notable comparison is to Ben Roethlisberger. His style of play, a style of play of making nothing out of making something out of nothing.
Standing tall.
Standing tall as a big boy. And if he can turn out to be something similar to Ben Roethlisberger, that will not be a bad pickup at all.
That's a steal.
That is definitely a steal. And right now his projection is to the Minnesota Vikings.
At 8?
In this particular draft, we at 8. And of course with Freeman to the Giants.
Freeman.
Josh Freeman.
Oh yeah, the backup quarter.
Yeah. It would be nice to fit him in that slot for Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah, they got a good spot. Hopefully they pick a quarterback. They need a person to throw the ball. They need a person to hand the ball to Adrian Peterson.
Oh, absolutely. Now, how about Sammy Watkins?
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins is a big boy, big wide receiver.
Out of Clemson. And he's projected to go to the Oakland Raiders. At 5.
At number 5, yes.
Ha! I don't got notes on that. I know.
Look at this.
Sammy Watkins, big time player. His game will translate easily. I think it's easier for wide receivers to have more of an impact.
Oh yeah.
In the game, it's just that the nature of the position. And other wide receivers, Mike Evans, the boy, that man, he's going.
The Giants projected to go to.
The Giants. He's gonna be a top 10 pick. The Giants got to trade up if they want to get Mike Evans. Cause Mike Evans.
I'm sorry. I mixed that one up. Not Mike Evans. No.
Mike Evans, he can play ball. He big target for Johnny Manziel.
The Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers may look at Mike Evans.
What pick is that? 7?
That would be a number 7 pick. Yes. Ben's got the whole pick. What is this? You got an encyclopedia in your mind?
We both do.
We both do.
We both do. But my favorite wide receiver in the draft is Marquise Lee. Marquise Lee, coming from USC, he stayed at USC for all 4 years, and he was projected last year to come out, but he didn't. He stayed, and now he's been slipping in the draft mid round, like 15 to 20. So hopefully he lands a good spot because I like him the most.
And we can't overlook Greg Robinson, even though we left the defensive, offensive line area, Greg Robinson's projected as a number 2, ahead of Khalil Mack.
To the Rams.
To the Rams, yes. Greg Robinson projected to the Rams, and hey, look, he's got talent as well. Greg Robinson, I mean, he's as you said, he's your typical offensive lineman. The one thing about Jadeveon Clowney is they said he tends to disappear at some points during the game.
Yeah.
And that's something that they may attribute to conditioning. But, I mean, I don't know how the hell more he can condition. I mean, the man's a beast. He benches 225. In the
He does like 30 reps, 225.
yeah, in the combine, he was doing crazy numbers with that weight. But, hey, look, Greg Robinson, great offensive tackle to pick up. He'd be projected to head to the Rams as well.
What I noticed about the draft, if you find a solid number of offensive linemen, they're taking it high because you can stick them there for 12 years.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll be protecting your quarterback forever.
Absolutely.
So finding a good draft pick at a high draft spot is very important because you don't want to have a bust, because Cleveland Browns are looking for Johnny Manziel, you said?
Yes.
About 2-3 years ago, they drafted a player named Brandon Weeden from Oklahoma State.
Yes, who's now on the Cowboys.
Yes. That didn't work out for Cleveland.
No.
A bad pick can set a franchise back.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not banking on Johnny Manziel being a bad pick. I think that he's going to be good in the NFL at some point. The only question I have is when. Is it right out of the gates or going to take him time? I predict he's going to be great right out of the gates and take off like a firecracker and then maybe get a reality check a little bit later on.
One of the coolest names you will ever hear is in the NFL draft, Anthony.
Go ahead and lay it on me.
Ha Clinton Dix.
That is one of the coolest names I'll ever hear.
And one more note about the draft. Michael Sam's stock has been declining so far that he might not get drafted.
Well, Michael Sam unfortunately didn't perform that well in the combines.
No.
And he actually performed relatively by a large amount under par of what he was expected to do as a defensive lineman. Sam,
he's a little bit undersized for the NFL.
A little bit undersized, wasn't really putting up the numbers they wanted with the bench press and the different skill sets that they're looking for. But hopefully he does get a pick.
Hopefully he gets drafted because we all know his situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Wants to be a trendsetter and a trailblazer.
We all know his situation, but for going back to the situation, does the situation matter to know his situation?
Come again?
We know the only reason we're talking about Michael Sam because he's gay. Yeah. The situation shouldn't matter because this man's co-defensive player of the SEC, the toughest conference in college football.
Absolutely. It comes down to the skills when it's all said and done.
Skill.
Absolutely. It comes down to what NFL team he can provide the most support for.
Our last topic today on our freestyle, wildstyle, whatever you want to call it, is the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
The 140th running at Churchill Downs.
Yes.
And the horse that won the 2-minute event is named California Chrome.
California Chrome.
It's a cool name.
I believe it is. Somebody won a lot of money on California Chrome.
The owners.
The owners, yes.
The owners won a lot of money. This horse was I think a Kentucky Derby horse. I might be wrong, but Kentucky Derby horse gave birth to him and then came up to be the Kentucky winning horse.
Yes.
There's a lot of story about this horse. This horse has been projected to win the Triple Crown. Triple Crown, if you don't know sports definition of the week, Triple Crown is event in horse racing. You win the 3 major events. That's Kentucky Derby, Churchill Downs, then you go to the Preakness and the Belmont Stakes in Queens. Oh, yeah, it's in Queens.
Yeah.
Queens or Long Island. It's in Queens. My uncle lives in Queens. That's all it. Yeah, Queens. But
well, if you watch that race, California Chrome was being competitive. I should say other horses were competing well with him until
Uncle Cy was competing against him.
Until he decided to pull away towards the end, and he left a large gap between him and the number 2. Though did come pretty close at the very end, but he still California Chrome had a lot of breathing room when he finished out.
The 70-year-old trainer, oldest trainer,
yes,
to win a Kentucky Derby, and now he's trying to win the Triple Crown. Last time a Triple Crown was in 1978.
Yes,
affirmed. Oh, yeah, affirmed. Yeah, affirmed. Affirmed. That's the name. That's the horse name. Horses have weird names as well, Anthony.
Hey, look. Horses are people as well.
Yes.
No, they're not. Horses are animals.
Yes.
They're not people. We wish they were people. Like the talking horse in the show.
What show?
What the hell was the name of that show? With the talking horse? The old show?
The old show.
Oh, man, a lot of people are going to be angry we can't remember the name
There's
of
a
this
lot
show.
of old show. What network?
Uncle Charlie or something?
Uncle
Or-
Charlie.
I can't remember. We'll have this name next episode. Oh, man.
Yeah, next episode. When will that be, Anthony?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, just as California Chrome broke away at the end of that race, we got to break away today for
Yes,
maybe
we do.
conversation. Hopefully, we will be back for a farewell show before the end of the semester, because it was sad enough ending our first half of this year, but now we're going away for a few months
Yeah,
because
man.
it's summertime soon. What the hell was that?
Squeaking over your mic.
Wow,
Let me get
I just got scared here in the studio.
Let me get my shout outs in. Carlos, F. Julie, Freddie, Nick, Franklin, Rob Jiggity, Will, Craft, Game Plan, Chris, Joe Osculus, I said Craft, shout out to the home Craft. Alex, Sadan, Say, A Runs, everybody else. Enjoy your week. AB Conversation, we will be back. Anthony, Carlo, Benzino, the hero. Enjoy your week.
Bye-bye, everybody.